Yo, what's up, guys? Hey, I'm back again with another video from the Husband Coach. Today, we're going to be talking about amazing. It's amazing to be a husband, all right? Look, I'm super excited to be a husband. I'm excited to bring this video to you. It's going to be short, sweet, straight to the point. So let me go ahead and get into it. First thing that I have in my notes. One of the reasons why it's so amazing to be a husband is you get the opportunity to share the rest of your life with your wife, right? I love being able to do this with my wife. I love her, and I enjoy waking up to her, going to bed with her, laughing, crying, all of the above, right? I get to do it with someone, and that's so amazing to me, and for many husbands across the globe. Now, if you don't relate to any of these three things that I bring up, and you're like, man, I don't like being a husband, then that's okay. I have an action step for you that will hopefully help you learn how important your wife is, and you can see her in a different light, which will then change the way that you view being a husband. All right. But one of the cool things about spending the rest of my life with my wife, Crystal, is I don't have to invest my time, energy, efforts in impressing anyone else. I can focus all of that into one person, and guess what? None of it is lost, right? None of it's lost. I get to love her. I get to do things for her, with her. And then later on down the line, those are memories that I'm building up. And the more memories that I build up with her, positive, negative, whatever, the more memories that I build up, that's what we get to take with us for the rest of our marriage. If I was dating 18, 15, 16, whatever, all these different females, as soon as I'm done dating them, that investment is gone. I lost all of that time spent. So that's one of the reasons why I really love being a husband. And I get someone to help me. I get a partner that gets to help me. It's an honor for her to be able to help me. Nah, I'm just kidding. Look, I get a partner that helps me with a lot of different things, but helps me be a better husband, or a better person, a better man, a better father. She is 100% right there. I give her unfeathered access to tell me when I'm acting a fool. And that's a beautiful thing, because she doesn't abuse that. She uses it to absolutely tell me, like, hey, you know what, you're slacking on this, you need to do better. And then I hear that and say, okay, you know what, the person who's gonna like always have my back is telling me I need to do something. I'm gonna listen, I'm gonna pay attention, go knock it out. All right. But I do get a partner to help me achieve the things that I'm looking to achieve. Now, there's a quote. I don't know who said it. I wish I could give credit to the person who said it. I just heard it around. And the quote is, if you want to go fast, you go alone. If you want to go far, you take someone with you. Now, for a lot of people, they want to go fast. So, they go alone, they go do what they got to do, and then they get there and they're like, man, it's lonely here. Now, I'm not a person trying to be lonely. I have a wife who is going along with me. I'm not going fast, but we are absolutely enjoying the process, the steps along the way, the goals, the mini goals, the major goals, life milestones, things of that sort. So that's number one, why it's so amazing to be a husband, right? Number two, every day I get to bring value to my wife. Now, this is a bigger thing than, like, single people. Look, you guys won't understand. Bringing value to your wife is so important, right? If you don't bring value to your wife, then your wife sits in this stagnant, boring place, and your marriage just starts to go down the drain. It gets stale. Look, you guys know what I'm talking about, all right? But every day I get to bring value to my wife. I get to invest in her. Now, if you haven't seen the video on investing, there should be a card that pops up somewhere over here. I don't know. But check that video out, because learning how to invest in your wife is going to bring value to her, which is going to bring you joy. It's amazing that when you get to invest in someone else and you get to see their reaction, that you react a different way. You get to see things in a different way. And when I started investing into my wife, I started to see our marriage, our relationship, everything in a completely different light. All right. It's so much fun to bring her joy in the morning. I bring her coffee every morning, right? A really simple thing. She enjoys it because before she comes out of the bed or out of the room, she has her coffee to get her day started. We both love to drink coffee in the morning. And my youngest daughter, she'll run up there and mess with her. So she needs her coffee before she comes out of the room. I acknowledge that. I bring it to her every morning because I get up early. But the other thing is, the reason why I enjoy bringing value to my wife is it's less about me. I said this earlier. When you stop focusing on yourself and you invest in someone else, you begin to interact differently. You get to see things differently. And with me investing in my wife, I have found way more joy in the marriage, because I realize that it's not about Chris, it's about Crystal. And the same thing with her. She realizes that it's not about her, it's about me. Now, when you become selfless, you start to elevate your marriage, all right? So you got to be selfless in this marriage thing. The last thing that I have is my wife makes me better in areas that I'm usually not that good in, right? There are things that I just don't do, like cleaning around the house. Look, I clean. I'm not like some messy dude, but the way that my wife cleans is on a whole nother level, from disinfecting to like deep cleaning certain parts like cushions and stuff like that. Look, I don't do that. All right. I'll wipe it down with a towel, maybe hit it with some all-purpose cleaner, and then I'll be good. But being able to observe how my wife does it and then mimic that, I've learned so much more about just efficient cleaning. And that doesn't sound amazing, but trust me, you'll find the things in your marriage where you can say, you know what, my wife does that pretty good, and I'm thankful that I got to learn that from her. But the other thing is, where she makes me better is she affirms me pretty much every day, right? She affirms me in the things that I'm doing, so I know that I'm on the right path. It's important for us to be affirmed and to feel like, you know, we're on the right path. And then she also inspires me to push harder. I'm in the military, and there were many occasions when I thought about her, you know, when I was in a tough situation, and I said, you know what, I have to push through this so I can achieve what I'm trying to achieve. And I'm not doing it for me, I'm doing it for my wife. When you have a why behind the what, you drive so much harder. My why behind every single what is my wife. And that alone is fuel for my fire that keeps burning every single day when I wake up and I go do whatever needs to be done, because I love my wife. She is the why behind every single what that I have. All right. Now, before I get into the action steps, I only covered a few things of why I think being a husband is amazing. And I think that, you know, most of you can relate to that, or a lot of you. But in the comment section below, go ahead and let me know what you guys are thinking about, you know, why being a husband is amazing. All right. I'm interested to see where everyone across the globe stands on this, or, you know, maybe you don't think being a husband is amazing. Then these action steps are for you. All right. So the first thing is, if you're having trouble being excited about being a husband, here's what you got to start doing. All right. And I get it. Some people are going to be like, no, I don't want to do that because I don't like to write. But it's important that you start a journal on your wife. Now, I'm not saying to write like, you know, deep, intimate stories about your wife. You can if you want to, but that's not what I'm saying. All right. I'm going to do a separate video on the wife journal, which is extremely helpful. But all you got to do is grab a sheet of paper. Doesn't even have to be a legit journal, right? Something that you're not gonna lose. So digital or analog. You grab a sheet of paper, you grab a book, you get a Google Sheets, or I'm sorry, Google Docs, whatever, Word document. Inside of this wife journal is going to be all of the positive things about your wife, right? The reason why we're writing down all the positive things is we want to focus on the strengths that our wife brings to the marriage, to our relationship. When you start to focus on the negatives, you start to get more negative responses. This is not to say that we're ignoring the negative things that are happening, right? Because we definitely want to address those. But what we want to address way more, or more frequently, are the strengths, the positives, the things that are being brought to the marriage that are super beneficial. All right. So inside of your journal or on the sheet of paper, you're going to write down specific things that your wife does you should be looking at specific things that your wife does. Positive things. All right. My wife affirms me. She's willing to go out of her way to make sure that I'm taken care of, and vice versa, right? Because when she does it, it makes me want to do it, and then we try to outdo each other. I drove around town looking for a Nintendo Switch for my kids because I know she values the kids a lot. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go and take every single effort. They were all sold out. But I went to 4 different stores. She wanted some special food. I drove across the town to go get that, right? Those are things that, what is she doing similar to that for you, right? You're going to write all these things down. Then what you're going to do is you're going to write a short affirmation. I'm going to read the affirmation that I wrote for my wife. And it says, my wife is affirming to me when I need it the most. She keeps me focused when things get crazy, and she is silly at the right moments so we can share some laughs together. She is committed to loving me and respects my contributions to our marriage and our family. You see, I review that every day. I review it every day. And those are the things that I get to start my day with, because I like to review my affirmation for my wife in the morning, right? That is how I view my wife. She affirms me, so that makes me feel like I have to be better than I was yesterday, right? Every day I'm improving. She is willing, she's committed to our relationship, she's committed to me. And that is a sense of security. That is a sense of confidence. That is a sense of trust and love. There's so much, so much in there. But she also respects me. And I know that sometimes in marriages across the globe, respect isn't in the marriage from the wife. And that's something that men need. There's a great book called Love and Respect by Dr. Emerson Eggerichs. Probably messing up the name. Great book. Go find it, read it. You'll learn more about loving and respect. Like husbands need respect, wives need love more, And he talks about why that's so significant and important. Highly recommend the book. Bottom line, the affirmation of your wife is what's going to help change your view. Now, the last step, and this is easy, right? This is an easy drill. You get a journal, you write down all the positive things about your wife, and then you take those positive things and you write a short little statement that is obviously going to be all positive, because we didn't write any negative stuff in the book. Don't put no negative stuff in your affirmation of your wife, right? We don't want to affirm the negative things in our wives. We want to affirm the positive things, because those are the things that's going to strengthen the marriage. You can get so much, you can only grow so much in your weaknesses, but your strengths have exponential growth. You can grow those. The potential to grow on a strength is so much greater than on a weakness, because a weakness it's exactly that. It's a weakness. Don't spend time on that, right? We want to spend time on our strengths, which will eventually pull our weaknesses through. All right, but you want to review this every day, all right? You want to read it to yourself, because when you see your wife, you're going to remember those things, and that's going to bring the joy back into being a husband. It does for me. It does for a lot of people that I've talked to, some other husbands that are in the military that also write affirmations about their wives. They're like, yeah, man, you know, this is great. Not because I came up with this, by the way. Chris did not come up with this. This is something that I learned years ago, just about visualization, which we'll talk about later on the channel. Well, my contact info is in the description block below. I have an email address down there. Go ahead and smash the like button if you found this helpful. Subscribe to the channel if you like more content like this, and send me an email if you have questions. But until the next video, hey, keep loving your wife every day. Peace.